Minnesota Fighting Vikings training camp is rolling along, as this would be the week of the third preseason game. So some decisions are to be made. Here's a look at the top 5 Minnesota Fighting Vikings training camp battles as of right. Meow. So I guess it is good. A lot of the battles aren't really that interesting, to be honest. There's really only one starting spot up in the air. Maybe 2 technically, but we'll get into it. So first up, the one that everyone likes to talk about, wide receiver 2 job opposite of Adam Thielen, Bisi Johnson versus Justin Jefferson. Now, this one, it's gravy because whoever loses this competition is still going to be a big part of the offense. And because you have 2 great young dynamic receivers, iron sharpens iron, all of the cliches, but they're each pushing and making each other better. And you do see this in the limited highlights and reports that we're getting from campus, like, oh, Justin Jefferson makes a sick catch, burning Cameron Dantzler out there. And then, BC Johnson highlight reel catch. It's great. It is a good problem to have. Both great route runners who get separation as well as have amazing hands, and both will get their share of the snaps. I think they'll probably each get 650 plus snaps this season. But the question is, who will start on paper? Who will be listed in the program? Well, do they still have programs? They might not even have fans. Or who gets on the Fox telecast as the starting lineup or Sunday Night Football? Olabisi Johnson, Colorado State, which is in Fort Collins, by the way. Thank you, everyone who commented. Next up, Vikings wide receiver training camp battles. This one actually matters. So wide receiver 4 for the Vikings, Tajae Sharpe versus Chad Beebe. Now, this one matters because it could actually legit come down to a roster spot or not for one of these guys on the 53. So Tajae was very slow to get out of the blocks, a free agent signee from Tennessee, formerly University of Massachusetts. I liked his talent coming in, but I think that he was certainly hampered by lack of OTA, so he was just getting on the field and just learning the offense, but he was working with the 2, starting to rise up and play his game. Now, Chad Beebe, who was the UDFA out of Northern Illinois a couple seasons ago, now, he was originally with the Ones. Kubiak loves him, and he does have a great shake. He can get open, he can be dangerous working from the slot, as well as potentially add some value in the return game. But he can't stay healthy. That's a big knock against him. So right now, it's tough because if you do factor in that KJ Osborne is likely going to make the squad, either as a return guy, potentially as the wide receiver 4 or 5 as well, then I think it could give the advantage to a guy like Tajae Sharpe over Chad Beebe. Vikings maybe will try to get Beebe down on the practice squad. Or you look around the league, the Niners having major wide receiver issues with injuries, so maybe they would be interested in our finest Tajaes and or Chad Beebes, right? And like I said, this could be for a roster spot. And also, Kubiak has talked about going 4 deep at wide receiver in terms of contributors. So, I mean, is there a line of demarcation between wide receiver 4 or 5? Probably not, but they clearly like KJ Osborne. They might only carry 5 receivers, so this one is going to come down to the wire and one to keep an eye on. Or maybe BB will get hurt. I don't know. Next up, this is like an actual open starting job. So left guard 1, Dakota Dozier versus Aviante Collins. Now, this spot was vacated by Pat Elflein, moved to right guard. He's actually looking pretty damn good at right guard. Respect. It's where he should have been playing in the first place, but So this is what I like about starting offensive line battles, is that they're binary. Like, there is a starter, there is a non-starter. It's not like a receiver who gets worked in. It's not like a defensive lineman who gets rotated in. There's just there's a winner and there is a loser. All right, and this one's pretty clear that it's Dakota Dozier's job to lose. I think they were trying to give every advantage to the veteran. He started 4 games last year. He is a known commodity. Rick Dennison loves him. And also, frankly, his reps have looked better than Aviante Collins with the Ones. So, also, if Collins doesn't win the starting job, as weird as it sounds, I don't know if he's a lock to make the roster. It seems strange, but if Dakota Dozier wins the starting job, I would be a little shocked, but I wouldn't be overly shocked if Aviante Collins is cut and they try to get him out of the practice squad, since the Vikings want to hang on to guys like potentially Blake Brandel, Drew Samia, Oli Uda, maybe even Kyle Hinton, but that's TBD. Next up, Vikings training camp position battles. The 3-tech 1. So the starting 3-tech. Now, again, this is different than starting offensive lineman because starting offensive linemen don't come off the field. But this is more of a rotational job. Jaleel Johnson versus Armon Watts, the battle of the hybrid three-techs, guys who can play three-tech and nose tackle. Now, I think as of right the edge is slightly with Jaleel. He's been getting the bulk of the first team reps at 3-tech. Does have more experience. Did have 3.5 sacks last season, primarily playing nose tackle, though. That's important. As well as came into the league as a true 3-tech from Iowa. Had 7.5 sacks his senior season in Iowa City. Now, I do love Armon Watts, the second year former 6th-round pick out of Arkansas. Was great in limited usage last year. He still is getting reps at both 3-tech and nose tackle, and it'll be an interesting mix because Hercules Mataafa is still getting second-team reps, also a couple of first-team reps sprinkled in there, so he's not going away either. But I think as of right now, the Vikings will have a 3 defensive tackle rotation. It'll be Shamar Stephen will be the starting nose tackle. Jaleel Johnson will be the starting 3-tech. Then Armon Watts is going to kick in at both spots, especially on passing downs. So it is interesting gumbo that they have going on right now on the interior defensive line. Lastly, sticking with the defensive line, but going out on the edge. So Jalyn Holmes versus CHEESEBURGER at Yarbrough. So Jalyn Holmes has switched from defensive tackle. He worked primarily there last year to edge, which is his natural position, what he played in college, which I think is smart. And he's had some good reps as the left defensive end, the backup for Danielle Hunter. And also, since Hunter's missed 9 practices, Jaleel's been getting a lot of work with the ones. Eddie Yarbrough has been getting some in the mix as well when Jalyn Holmes sat out Sunday because everyone tested positive, false positive. Yeah. But also, these spots are important because the Vikings do like to rotate in their edge rushes. You look at Fadi, you look at Weatherly the past couple seasons. And also, let's be honest, are we starting to get worried about Danielle Hunter? Maybe. So last week we put out a video like, don't worry about Danielle Hunter. So our worry was like that. Now it might be like this. If he misses this entire week of practice, maybe it'll be like this. I don't know. It's a possibility. And also, if Hunter, knock on wood, is somehow not able to fulfill his normal regular season duties, you could see Jalyn Holmes and CHEESEBURGER Eddie Yarbrough, as well as potentially the rookies, James Lynch, as well as DJ Wanham, and maybe even a veteran like Anthony Zettel make the roster and start contributing a little bit in their rotation. But that is it. That's the top 5 Minnesota Vikings training camp positional battles as of right meow. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.